my stomach. Fuck, I'm gonna eat this paper.
You want to go get something? Bro?
No, I'm all right. I'll be fine. It'll pass.
This too shall pass.
Make sure you look directly into the camera and make eye contact while you're eating the hot dog.
Eating a hot dog?
Dude, at the end when we're all said and done, you should go upstairs and just get a hot dog and just eat it right in front of the camera. And that should be like our last, like as the credits roll, you're just like,
Just put mic me too. So
just do some ASMR.
Do like those public access people used to do with their like, let me get a sip of this coffee.
yeah.
Yeah. And then when you're all said and done, just wink at the camera and then it fades to black.
If you're a geek, have a listen. Read up the news. This week's submission. Talking movies, games, TV, and comics. Turn it up. Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks podcast. It's the Feel the Geeks pod. Feel the Geeks. You're listening to the Feel the Geeks podcast.
Hello and welcome to Field of Geeks episode 231. I'm Josh.
I'm Bill.
I'm Mitch.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good.
Awesome. Well, this is our first show back since our appearance at 2025's Des Moines Comic-Con.
Hey,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really, I thought it was a success. I felt
thought so,
really
too.
good about it. Yeah.
Felt like
Felt,
a really good place too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. I think it was better than last year.
Oh, yeah.
Turnout wise and just how everything worked out. I think it
Where
was,
we were placed and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turned out like, we had a little hiccup getting our table, but that probably worked out for us in the long run, I would
Yeah.
say. I don't know
I
if
would
I want
say
to repeat that if we
probably not, but
a little stressful.
yeah.
We'll fit you in like, oh,
But
God.
yeah, definitely shout out to Nerd Street and
Right.
Ben Penrod, all those people. You guys did phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll see any of this, but
I'll send it to him.
they accommodated us very well.
Oh, yeah. I was
So-
surprised last year of the whole setup because I didn't know what to expect. Our first table, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they give you like a whole backdrop and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nice, of course, to connect with the community of creators all
Yeah.
around us and
Yep.
even vendors
Few-
across the way. Free ice cream we got. That was,
Yeah.
that was a good deal.
That
You
was
missed
good.
out.
I know.
That was Sunday.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All we had to give her was some candy, and she's like, "You want free
Oh,
ice
seriously?
cream?" I'm like, "Yeah,
That's all it took?
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah.
And that was a success too. Candy. See, we've learned from last year. I observed. I think we all did, and we
Yeah.
did raffles, which like to welcome our new subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we almost got to 40 new subs.
That's
while we were
huge
there.
there.
It
That
is
was
huge.
good.
It is huge. Yeah,
That's
and it's
good.
great. It was great to connect with people and just get the word out about our podcast and
Yeah.
the raffles helped, obviously.
Definitely.
Even the ones who didn't claim the raffles, which
Yeah.
I do have an email from like one person who would like to see if they could claim something. So I'm trying to get that. I'm a nice guy, so I'm trying to get that arranged. But
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, that was very helpful. And I meant to do more artwork this year. It's just stencil art, like not saying like I'm an autist or anything like that, but. No, but that was fun. I like to do a workshop. We could all do something.
Yeah.
Because I think that was really... I've told Bill this, and I might have mentioned this on the show before, but my daughter had to go to blank years ago
Oh, yeah.
for like a staph infection. She was there for, a few days, and they would bring her... At least one time brought a cart around of like donated stuff. People like some wood makers, had some stuff in there, and they just
Yeah.
give them to the kids.
Oh, cool.
I always thought it'd be cool to make some stencil art, nerd related kind of.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure there's a lot of nerds in the hospital.
I know Blank has been, they've been around forever. Right?
Oh yeah.
And they do a lot of things for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a special group of people
I would
that
like
work
to,
there.
I would like to donate some of that and
they-
also more for the appearances down the road, of course,
Right.
the raffles. But
And they work with that. God,
Oh, that crew that
I don't know.
dresses-
That whole group that like dresses up as
Oh,
like
yeah.
Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman,
yes,
Spider-Man. They go around to like a lot of the children's
Yes.
hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got the name
Avengers
in
of
my
the
Facebook.
Night?
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they do a lot of stuff like that too.
Yeah, just like to pay it forward a little bit, but
We're we're definitely looking forward to next year doing Des Moines Con again.
Absolutely.
They come around. I hope they
Yeah.
do.
oh yeah,
I mean, they've already announced the dates for next year.
yeah.
So
I'm
Good.
excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna get an announcement like last year, and yeah, it came through. I mean, everything was just. It all went by really quickly, even though, it took me like a week to recover. I just felt like I put so much energy into talking and, of course, being there, standing on your feet for 8 hours or so.
yeah.
Yeah, it was worth it, though. It was worth it. And, yeah, thanks, everyone, for, joining us. Stick with us, and please like, subscribe, and share. Really appreciate it. But, yeah, we plan to do maybe down the road other cons, perhaps.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing like Twin Cities or
That'd
something
be
like
fun.
that.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would definitely be fun. So
Well, speaking of upcoming events,
Yeah.
we are doing an event in September with Scald Stone Productions, Too Many Words podcast. It's called the Too Many Burgers 3. It's going to be
cheesy.
extra cheesy. It's going to be at Fleur Cinema like it was last year. We can put
Yeah.
some information in the link or whatever down below
Absolutely.
so you can check it out. But
Another film will be there.
another film.
Isaac.
Be looking forward to that.
I think it's called Workplace, perhaps, or something.
Something like that, I think. Yeah.
I'll put it right here. Yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully most
Magic
of us can
event.
show up and just eat some food and meet up with the locals. So
Yeah.
have some popcorn, right?
There you go.
All right. Well, summer's. It feels like summer's here. It's coming, right? It's very.
Yeah, I think this weekend's supposed to be
Okay.
what?
Actually, yeah. I think
About
next week is the official kickoff of summer.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, yeah. Box office wise, we got 2 big films coming. Well, 3 if you're a big Jurassic Park fan or World fan next month. So Superman obviously and Fantastic Four.
There's
sells,
some,
huh?
Yeah. So I was looking at the pre-sale numbers so far for Superman, 140 to 185 million.
Jeez.
Compare that to Fantastic Four, 125 to 155 million. Superman is projected right now at 370 to 571 million domestic.
First week?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Fantastic Four projected at 277 to 395 million domestic. And the goal for Superman right now is 700 million.
Is that the break-even point?
Okay. Basically so that the film is, profitable.
Yeah.
Right. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can get an exclusive July 8th ticket early screening through Fandango. So technically that bumps up the release date of Superman. Otherwise, you can see it on July 11th.
Like everybody else.
Is that something that
Yeah.
you have to purchase through Fandango?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
but
exclusive,
if you're an Amazon Prime member, then you can purchase the early
I
ticket or
wonder.
whatever.
So would that be a streaming kind of situation?
No,
then?
I think
No,
it's theater.
it's going to be
theater
theater,
only?
but it'll
Okay.
be like select theaters.
Good.
I'm not sure what it'll be like around
Like,
here,
it'd be
but
pirated to death.
Oh my
if it was
god! Yeah.
streaming.
The first,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
day would just be
Right.
You'd have it on the internet.
So be warned, if you're on Facebook before July 11th, you'll probably get it spoiled for you. So stay off social media,
Yep.
which is a good
definitely
advice
after the
for
11th.
which is good advice for anybody, I think. But
Yeah.
you
Have to
got
anymore.
Fantastic Four, July 25th. We've also got, they're going to be competing with Jurassic Park, How to Train Your Dragon. And,
Oh, the live action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably a few other things that I'm missing, but
Like most films, they probably got to hit hard their first weekend because there's always a drop usually.
right.
So especially
Yeah.
with all these other films, because you still have ones hanging on. I think Sinners, Mission Possible, obviously is still out there, and I'm hoping. I hope they'll all be successful.
Well,
mostly Fantastic Four, and Superman.
we're definitely movie wise, we'll be eating good this summer.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It's like the summer blockbusters back because I haven't really.
It does
felt,
feel like it. Yeah.
the Oppenheimer Barbie maybe was kind of that. I don't know. I didn't take
Yeah.
part in both those films at the time.
Right.
Not in the same weekend. I know that was like the goal. I thought it was a fun campaign. It was
The Oppen
totally
Barbie?
fan made. I think
The
right?
Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Barbenheimer.
The Byronheimer. Yeah.
I don't think there's a name for these, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I am really looking forward to Superman.
yeah.
course, we went just recently to Karate Kid Legends,
Yes.
which we've got a review out for
Yep.
now. And they had the trailer for Superman. My mom, who grew up on, or not really grew up, but like my mom and dad are the ones that got me into Superman
Yeah.
to begin with. The Richard Donner,
Sure.
Christopher Reeves original back in the from
Right.
the 70s or whatever.
Yep.
And she was excited for it. She's like, I think she even said that looks like the original,
Yeah.
like pretty
Color
close to
palette
it.
and everything.
Yeah.
Like if
And,
the original was made today, it would look probably a lot like that.
Well, and I was skeptical too about the lead in it,
Oh yeah, same. Yeah.
but I think just from that one trailer, I guess it's the one that they show in theaters. It's the same one they show in theaters, but you've probably seen it on YouTube. That where he's sitting down doing the interview with Lois
yeah.
Lane.
Oh yeah.
That looks really good,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to be a good Clark Kent and Superman.
I do too. Yeah, I do. I mean, he was in Twisters last year. That
Yeah.
was like my first exposure to him, and
Well, and-
I didn't have like a huge part. I felt
Yeah.
so. it was
And
kinda-
I loved Cavill's Superman. I just didn't like his Clark Kent.
yeah.
I wasn't a fan of his Clark Kent, but
I don't think
then
he had the time to really perfect it much either, because like BVS was like right out the gate, like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. I did like his like reporting, like he was kind of being a detective going to Gotham and all that.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
neat. But yeah, I mean, he looked great as Clark. I thought.
Oh, yeah.
It just- yeah.
he
He, never
had
really
the-
found. He didn't have an opportunity to find. Everything was going on. It was too much going on.
But I think though when
quickly.
you and I think a good actor, I mean even like the original Superman that we grew up in the 80s and all that stuff, it having that clumsy sense to you kind of it's almost like a mask in a way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes you away from like the superhero aspect, so he can turn on when he needs to be
Yeah.
a leader, and then he can shut it off and just be this doofus. And it's purposefully like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think we're gonna see him even turn that on and off with the interview that he has with Lois Lane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
yeah.
stuff like that. And I think there's good chemistry there from what I'm seeing. But
Yeah.
they said that he spent a lot of time watching the Donner films and all that stuff and getting
Yeah.
used to kind of being clumsy and kind of that slapstick.
Yeah, I
goofball.
hope they
Yeah.
balance it right. I felt Brandon Routh's Clark Kent balanced it right. Like it's like I don't want it to be too clumsy.
We never got a
goofy.
full feel for that though. I mean, it was just one movie, and
Yeah.
then it was.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
it. And I feel bad because it. I mean, he ended up getting some more stuff in the end with CW, but he never got the full Superman treatment, nor did they ever give him a chance, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he could have. I think he was good, and he could have been even better with more material to work with and so on. But yeah, I appreciated his Clark Kent. I don't. The reason when it kind of works, but some of it gets a little too freaking goofy. But I also know like his Superman films got more and more goofy overall.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they leaned heavily into the camp
Oh, yeah,
factor
for sure.
later on.
definitely.
I always thought Dean Cain made a really good Clark
Yeah.
Kent too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever like really the clumsy
No.
kind of reporter,
no.
but
Him in the animated series gave us a cool Clark, pretty much. But I get you want to distinguish both of them because otherwise, it's not. It's more than the glasses that needs to pull off the disguise.
What's
Yeah.
crazy is that
Imagine him being.
And what's crazy is that when you watch these trailers and all that stuff, you see him and he's young, right? And he's tall. We know that he's tall. He's like, what, 6'4", 6'6", or something like that? Like one of the taller Supermans.
Yeah.
And then you hear him talk and his voice is so low. And you're like, okay, this makes sense. Like
Yeah.
you need a resounding sound. And I was reading this week and stuff with interviews, and they said this is like basically year 3 for him.
Yeah.
Which makes him more vulnerable because he doesn't quite know his own powers yet. I am interested to see what they do. Oh God, the name escapes me right now. The guy that's always bald. That's his
Lex
nemesis.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do there because that's a really hard character to nail.
I think it's
It
gonna be
is.
the best performance out in the movies. Even Gene Hackman was great, but he was just kind of like
Gene Hackman seemed campy though.
Yeah, he just wanted land. But yeah, Nicholas Holt's not messing around. He's like, I'll kill your family. I'll do all this. Like, it looks like in the trailer we've seen like Superman in like a enclosure. Like looks like Luthor's got this like prison of all these superhumans in it. But what's interesting is, Luthor was always intimidated by Superman, but in Gunn's world, the DC Studios world, whatever, I guess superheroes have been around 300 years. Like, people have known about superheroes, or superhumans.
Right.
So it's not like a whole new, like basically Superman's got to stand out a lot more to be noticeable.
Right.
Because it's like, and we see that with Nathan Fillion, his character.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah.
That's
Nathan
Make your
Fillion.
move. What do you say? Make your move blue or something, or
Make your move green or blue. Yeah.
Blue. Yeah. That's great for him. He's getting a huge part in a big movie. So.
Yeah, but he always does. Like
he's great.
Even if he's got like a small bit part, he's always good.
Sure. Yeah,
He is.
He is. I dig. We were talking about Cavill. So I don't know if you heard about this, but I guess the Snyder boys, fanboys, a faction of them, not all of them, they're trying to rally the troops through Twitter to boycott the film, like purposely just hurt its box office by reserving tickets and then not showing up or canceling. So it's it's so stupid, but yeah, they're hoping to flood the reviews with negative scores and so on.
For what purpose, though?
Because they want
Just
it to
because
fail.
it's not
because they're
Cavill.
upset still about Cavill not being able to continue. Which I was bummed too, but I'm not going to wish this to fail because
No.
I didn't get my way.
And Cavill's getting some stuff he's getting some traction with Marvel right now,
Yeah.
and I've heard that he's going to be in the next Marvel movie. So
Also, I think if you maybe add up his whole time as Superman, he's probably done the longest. I mean, aside from TV, but he had Man of Steel, BVS, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is like 4 hours long.
yeah.
Although he doesn't come in until the last two, but I wonder if he's got the most screen time as Superman than the others have. So either way, it's a win because you still got a lot more than we weren't going to get. I mean, in the long run, there's a chance, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and I like what they're doing with Superman here. I mean, they're using more of his powers. Like the Superman that we had with Cavill was more raw, and wasn't like trying to be comic book. It was more like
serious
James Bond superhero.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, he didn't always use his laser beam eyes, or he didn't fly up or anything like that. I mean, he had fast speed and all that stuff, but it wasn't like, hey, let's make use of his powers. It was just kind of like, he's a superhero. We already know that, and all that stuff, and that he can compete with everybody that's on the Justice League already.
Yeah.
But there was never like a showing off like we get here, where there's, I don't know if it's like droids or something like that he's destroying, but he just like starts spinning in a circle.
Oh, you're talking about the new Superman?
Yeah, those laser beam eyes and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like he used them for the first time because he's got the red mark around his eyes. So I wonder if that's playing in.
And the healing with the sunlight and all that stuff. We did get it with Cavill, but that was like in outer space. This is like, he got beat to crap and needed to be fixed up. And,
but it's nice that it's like it's always been peaceful Superman healing with the sun rays, which I think in the end it is, but this one's really raw itself because he's in tremendous pain, and so he's screaming because his body's like healing and coming back, and so I know they were like, God, that's weak, man, but Gunn responded to these fools basically saying, I will survive. Not sure these 8 people will impact much. I don't know.
I really, been a Marvel fanboy for the longest time, but I really want to see DC succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that this works out good.
I mean, they had a great first start before Marvel could catch up, right? I mean, you had Batman, you had the Batman franchise, Catwoman was great, and I'm kidding. You had Superman.
It's going to be tough with James Gunn because, I mean, he can do, like, this has a little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. How do you change tone? How do you change pace when you've got now Wonder Woman and then Batman? Batman's going to be tough because we've had how many Batmans now?
Yeah.
And they're all dark. And I mean, Gunn's can do dark, but how is the overall tone going to be? Is it going to be more like a 1960s kind of Batman? Is it going to be more detective? Is it going to be grittier? And then how are they going to be able to intertwine those two together?
We'll get there a little bit because later on I read the article he got interviewed for, and it's revealing. It's really refreshing, and it gives us a idea of where it's all heading. But definitely a lot of great things to come there. After a lot less of a wait this time around, Disney has announced, and of course Pixar, they're making Incredibles 3. I don't know if you guys saw the D23 reveal or not.
I didn't, but I am excited for a third one.
I am too. I dug the last one. I think the first one's always going to be the best,
Well, and what I like so much about the first one is that even Stan Lee was like, this looks like something I would have made.
Yeah, it was
it's basically the Fantastic Four.
Right.
But I don't know, the second one not so much, but the first one was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
and
just the timing, I think, too. The longer you wait to make a sequel, I think it gets harder to.
I think there was a lot of, Disney's gone through some major changes, or were going through some major changes during that time. So
sure,
that probably contributed to it. But
gotcha.
Still are. I think Disney's trying to find their footing still.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think they were overconfident for a while, and then it's not looking too great, especially with the Disney Plus. I've heard that's not really raking in as much still as they hoped.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't get rid of Disney Plus, though. It's
No, I think it's a good service, but they said it could merge with Hulu or something like that. I mean, they've already merged, but name-wise, I think that's what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Incredibles 3 won't be directed by Brad Bird this time, who directed the first two. He will write and produce it.
Oh, okay.
Peter Son will direct it now. He did Elemental and The Good Dinosaur. He also was a story consultant for Incredibles 2. So it's promising. I still like Brad Bird's his eye, for things. And I mean, obviously, I'm still going to see it, but I worry that it might become too cookie cutter directing wise.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. Brad Bird just has, and his Mission Impossible was really cool too, I thought. And Tomorrowland, I think, hurt him. I think that he directed that one. That was the George Clooney one. It was supposed to be a great movie, and it was just okay, I guess. But I don't know if he's in director's jail, but I think he's also working on something else right now. But yeah, we're looking at probably 2 or 3 years out before Incredibles 3 comes, which is fine. Get it right, don't rush it.
Take your time.
Animation wise, it's of course it takes a while. Christmas Carol is getting adapted again, this time by Robert Eggers, who gave us The Witch, The Northman, The Lighthouse, and Nosferatu was his recent one.
Oh, that new one?
Yes. So
that's a good movie.
Yeah, it
is good.
It's done really well, and this is going to probably be the darkest Scrooge movie ever made. That's what he does, though. And what's cool is all his films are historical pieces, and he really researches the time periods they're in. And he likes exploring folklore, and the way he does it, it's raw and it's unglamorous. He uses a lot of natural lighting, so just that alone, I think, will be really freaking cool with Scrooge, especially with the candles and shit.
Oh yeah.
But man, that's going to be a trip, I think. And he has said he wants to work with William Dafoe again, who's been in all his films since The Lighthouse. And people were saying it would be cool if he was Scrooge, which
that would be
amazing.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
That would be so dumb if they didn't cast him as Scrooge.
Oh yeah,
he's awesome and
great.
I still think he
actor.
should be the Joker.
Oh yeah,
I'd love to see him as Joker.
Right?
It'd be like a senile old Joker at this point, unless they de-age his ass. But
no, if they adapted Under the Red Hood, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker in that is
is he pretty old?
He's old.
Okay.
You can see the wrinkles and stuff like that. But I think,
never know.
I kind of think that ship has sailed, but I'd still love to see it. It's probably one of the most enduring fan castings.
But he always seems like he's up for the challenge. It's just I mean, he wants to be back as a Green Goblin.
They're going to pay him a lot to do it. I'm sure he would do it if the script was right.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you talk about like if they would have done, if he was the age he was when he did Green Goblin in Spider-Man, like if they did that today,
Yeah.
because a lot of people think it was a misdirect to have him in a damn helmet, which I agree because his facial expressions are amazing.
Yeah.
But you could have almost done like a Deadpool-like mask over his face, which would have mimicked his expressions, or you could have just done him mutated, which they probably would have done.
I think there were concept art about that. Like
Yeah, they
how
tried
had-
some stuff, which I think it's kind of horrifying. Isn't
It did look better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just a mask.
isn't he kind of that way in the comics? Really, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
I mean, it is still a mask in the
Yeah.
comics, but
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
it's
It's more like a Deadpool
I think
mask.
the-
It picks up his expressions.
I think the way they did it in No Way Home was really good.
Yeah.
How they had him just like with the hood and the goggles and stuff like that, and he could use his own facial expressions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If they could like just somehow turn that green,
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
Without being like
Yeah.
hokey or
Right.
unbelievable. Yeah.
But yeah, with the Joker, I mean,
Yeah.
especially because he's kind of got that natural,
Oh yeah.
like kind of grin to him anyway.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can
painted
see
it
when he's
upright.
talking to himself as the Green Goblin, and
Oh yeah. He's still got one of the best lines in the movie ever, though, where he's fighting Spider-Man. Strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it.
oh yeah,
And
is that
then
when he slaps him on the head or
Yeah,
something?
he throws him
He's
through
like,
the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This that would be really cool if he was Scrooge in this. Of course, there is a werewolf movie he's doing. Eggers is doing before this, which we did talk about. That's gonna have to be great too. I mean, I'm not saying like I like his style. I think Nosferatu. The only problem with Nosferatu to me was they've shown like behind the scenes the makeup on Bill Skarsgård. I think that's his name. Who played the Count? Is it Olaf?
Yeah.
Kent Orlock.
Okay, yes. You didn't get to see a lot of detail. I felt like you got glimpses of detail, and I guess that's a choice too. But
That was kind of you're talking about Nosferatu,
yes,
right?
sorry, yes.
I think that's kind of that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
Because the original Nosferatu was shot in like really
yeah.
contrasting shadows and,
Yeah.
and everything like that. So I think that was kind of the point of that.
And I get that. It's just the behind the scenes. I'm like, why did they make him up so much? You know, if they weren't going to see everything, you know. But I
Well,
get it
yeah.
because they don't know how they're going to how lighting's going to turn out. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why. I still dug it. And Johnny Depp's daughter, I forgot her name, but she was good in it. I thought. I don't know if he'll bring any other cast. What's her face is kind of his muse. It seems she's been in a lot of his films. Oh God, Furiosa. She played what? Anna Taylor.
Oh, Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this could be really cool adaptation, and won't be one to show your kids.
No.
I can't imagine. It's not like Nosferatu is. It wasn't like very scary, but it's intense. Let's say. So
Yeah.
It's kind of a thriller.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, since we're talking about Scrooge, is there any adaptations you prefer yourself, or like kind of a jumping off point, like Scrooged? Like Bill Murray's Scrooged. There wasn't names, but it was
Yeah.
it
Right.
was-
Scrooge was fun, though. That
Yeah.
was a one-off.
yes.
Yeah.
Like I grew up on I think the first Scrooge I ever was introduced to was I don't know how it was. What it was called? Was it Mickey Mouse or Disney Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck was
Yeah.
was
I think that was my
Scrooge.
first introduction to it.
Yeah, which I remember in middle school or something like that. I took like a film class,
Oh, fun!
and we had to watch the original Christmas Carol. We watched like a bunch of the old
Oh,
stuff,
the 50s
Oh, yeah.
one.
like Christmas Carol, Singing
Yeah.
in the Rain, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that one was done so well because that character was just so
Yeah.
monstrous,
Right.
like in his just kind of like his
Yeah.
mannerisms and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely say if they get Willem Dafoe for that,
No, for sure.
I'll go see it.
Yeah, I love the tale. I think a lot of people do. It's good. It's a good tale for Christmas time. It kind of like it's supposed to change you. If you were visited by three spirits, I guess.
Well, I think that should be a required viewing before anybody goes Black Friday shopping.
No shit. Or where you've been, right?
Yeah, or
I don't know if you guys have, outside of the Des Moines area, we have a place called Where You Been, and it's pretty much They should just call it Black Friday. The store should be just called that.
Yeah, it's
Like cutthroat. We got discounted items in these bins. Have fun, kids. And
yeah,
death
and
ensues.
you could wind up with a big pound of weed.
Yeah, check out your headlines.
Oh, yeah. So my first Christmas Carol was that TV movie in 1984, and I guess it had George C. Scott in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys remember that one?
Yeah,
I've never
Yeah.
seen
I
it, but I've
remember
seen
that
like
one.
stills. I know Patrick Stewart did one.
Yep,
Years
yep.
back. Haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen his either, but yeah,
The last few years, though, I've been intrigued to see other Scrooges or Christmas Carol. I saw an Albert Finney one years back. That was cool. Yeah, I need to catch them all. My stepdad likes the one from the 50s, like early
Yeah.
50s. That might be the one you're talking about.
I think
perhaps.
so.
Yeah, great. I guess I'll add this to the collection. It's kind of like Krampus, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of weed, we were just talking about it, and the gummies, of course, we had. No, I'm kidding. Harold and Kumar is getting another film after all these years. The fourth film in the franchise, which I dig the franchise.
Are they going to space in this one?
Oh, that'd be fun. Be like an accidental
Yeah.
walk into the shuttle type of deal.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
they could get on the whatever that was that Katy Perry went on the
Oh god.
Oh,
the Amazon
SpaceX.
one.
I
yeah.
could totally see that being in there. Like, dude, let's go smoke up there.
what is it? Blue something?
Blue Sky.
Blue Origin?
Blue Origin,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell? But
My God, can you imagine being up in outer space on a gummy? Weightlessness?
That'd
hey,
be
can we open
hilarious.
the door, get some fresh air.
Like, I'm a little stuffy. You guys mind if I open the window?
It's
Go around. What?
whew, that's a new
It's
level.
getting hot in here. Like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What'd you get? That would be that'd be a cool little subplot there. Creators of Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
they cut their teeth on this franchise, so they're coming back,
Are they?
and they've done Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't know if they did the second one. That
Second
was
one
all right.
First one was-
sucked.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
First one was decently good.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
like the first one.
you did?
I did.
I
Yeah.
thought it was good enough for being a one-off. I didn't think it needed a second
Yeah,
one.
I didn't either. But it made a lot. That's why probably. But that was the first introduction, at least for me, was to Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Oh, no kid.
Playing an asshole.
Oh, he was in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a ski patroller. He was
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, he thought they were like Reds.
Yeah. It's like the guy that
Reds are
was.
coming.
See, I've only seen the movie once, so I need
Okay.
to see
Oh,
it
yeah.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, this looks cool. Of course, these movies have starred John Cho, Cal Penn, and Neil Patrick Harris. That refreshed his career. I felt.
It
he had,
really did. Yeah.
Yeah, he had Starship Troopers.
Yep.
And then he kind of just. This is like a new side of him, and then he got the How I Met Your Mother part. I think based off this, I'm guessing.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Really?
so. I don't know if that's why he got it, but I'm sure it showed like he has. He's not
He
more
still
just
got
a
it.
child star.
Yeah.
Kind of could show his comedic
Yeah.
talent.
Doogie.
He's like, here's a 40. I left you some love stains in the back. That made me hungry for White Castle because we didn't have one, and
Oh,
yeah,
Closest thing
Them-
we can get are the frozen ones from Walmart.
we had an Iowa Castle. I don't know if you remember that. It was off
No.
86.
No.
Or the Wendy's. Wendy's is now up there as a rental office, but it was that, and they served beer through the drive-through. They probably weren't supposed to, but
White Castle's so janky, but it's so freaking good.
yeah, especially
Like-
if you're like drunk food or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you get their bacon, I mean, they come in like what, 3? So you get the without cheese or bacon, then you get the with cheese, and then you get the with cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
And the onions that they put on them are like translucent.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're onions
We
per
cut
se.
them so thin you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
see through.
And the burger patty's like, it's like the size of like cardboard.
I mean, the closest we got is like you can buy them at the store and put them.
And
in
they
your
don't
oven.
reheat like they.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
I've tried the instructions on the back. They're like, put a wet paper towel around.
Yeah.
Them. No.
No.
Pray to something. No,
They're basically like fast food sliders.
Oh
Yeah.
That's basically
god,
what
but
they are,
they're
but they're
so
good.
freaking good.
They
And you
are
go through
good.
so many when you're.
I just remember that scene at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that looks so good, and they get all the food and they're just like loving it and everything. And I was like,
There's
sweet.
something special to it, and like everybody that has one in their town is just
Yeah.
like, oh, why? But then 2 a.m. rolls around. Oh,
Yeah,
now I know why.
Yeah.
the films went in such a different direction. Like I don't know.
We went to like Guantanamo Bay, and
yeah,
one
the
of
second
them
one was crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
it It was nuts. He didn't have the return of what's his face, the guy they met in the woods. Remember, he's like, "You can fuck my wife," and they're like,
Oh yeah,
Oh
that guy.
yeah.
I forgot what his name
It's
was.
like-
Chris Maloney, is that his name?
Christopher Maloney
Maloney. Oh,
from SVU.
yes, he
Yeah.
was. I forgot what his name was, the character.
Yeah.
But he found Jesus, and he's like, "Oh, da, da, da." And he's chanting, and he's driving. He's got like pus coming out. He's got zits and Freak Show. I think it was Freak Show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, "Go on in, have some lemonade, fuck my wife," and they're like, "What?"
What did he
What?
say?
Yeah. And then he came and wanted to join. That's when they left.
You started without me?
But I like the Christmas one. You've seen the Christmas one, haven't
Yeah.
you? They like shot Santa. He fell out of his sleigh. They just shot it off in the air. And he had Danny Trejo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the films. They were kind of like a modern day Cheech and Chong.
No way. Ryan Reynolds is in this. The first one.
Yes,
Go to
he
White
was.
Castle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, because
Male nurse.
Cal Penn did
Van
Van Wilder, and it was kind of like, I don't know if it was a favor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you don't see his face though. I don't think he's got a mask on, and he's just like he's just wiping Cal Penn's lips. He's like, "Ooh, chocolatey lips," and it was just really creepy and weird. But
Chocolatey lips.
Oh.
but yeah, I don't know. You guys excited? You could survive without another one, but
I could survive without
I
another
welcome
one.
it
But
though.
if
It's cool.
yeah,
I mean, the guys are like 50 now. That's kind of weird,
if I
but
need something funny to watch
yeah,
at night or whatever, I'll
Sure.
probably watch it. But
yeah. I love the first one the most. I think that was just.
I need
kind of
to
a
go back
classic.
and watch it. It's
Extreme.
probably it's probably campy within that
Yeah.
Van Wilder era.
Yeah.
where,
yeah,
I like when he jaywalks in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, "Woo woo!" He's like, "What?"
it's like, come on, there's nobody here.
Because I think after that, didn't Kumar go over to like the White House and worked as a government official for a little while?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. And then.
And then he got done with that, and then he came back and they made the second one.
Or I
Yeah.
think he might. I don't know. I think the second one came before all that, but either way, he came back, of course, and,
Yeah.
and did another one. But yeah, and John Cho's he's done a lot of things. So yeah, I mean, gosh, it's crazy. John Cho's career. Like he started out with just like an unknown. He was just like kind of a background character in at least the first American Pie, and then they kind of developed it a
Yeah.
little bit more.
he was the Stifler's mom.
Yes,
God,
yes,
yeah.
MILF.
Yeah, he
No,
went from
no.
that to Star Trek, where he played Sulu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I thought Cowboy Bebop was kind of cool. He did. It
Oh
didn't
my
last
gosh,
long.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like grew his hair long, and I'm not really familiar with the original material on that, but
I'm not either.
I like him as an actor. I think he's done some great work.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But it is funny, like they are probably in their 50s or at least closing in on it, and it's like they're still gonna do these guys. I mean, I'm sure they'll have kids this time around, or I think maybe they did last time, but. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I know people are hungry for originality, but these damn sequels kind of get you greenlit better, I guess. So,
Yeah,
but
It's
yeah,
too bad we never got a Euro Trip 2.
that's kind of weird. We never.
That was just a freaking great
I
movie.
like that movie. It
was.
was weird and kooky. Like you.
But
had
it was perfect. It just had all the right. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No,
What was it? They went over to Croatia where like their money was worth like millions or something.
they had like
that.
pocket change, and they're like, "Ah, gotta love that exchange rate." You're like in a 5-star hotel getting massages.
That's where they're watching that video of the two ladies working or like kissing or something like that, and then all of a sudden you just bing, happy juice.
Lucy Lawless. That was
Oh,
yeah.
she was
Thunder
in
Sex
Amsterdam.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like whoosh.
But see, it was just like all the things that should happen if kids by themselves go on a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just must not have made a lot of money to warrant a sequel. I mean, you
I
had,
don't know
you had Matt
why.
Damon in it at the
Yeah.
beginning. Scotty doesn't know. That's a catchy song.
There's so many
It's all
one-liners
tattooed
from
up
it. Yeah.
and pierced, and
yeah.
yeah. That is weird how we never got a part 2.
Remember when they all try absinthe?
Oh yeah,
Is that when the brother and sister make out? Or
Yeah.
something?
yeah. Oh my god.
I have that. I gotta watch that. Maybe I'll put that on tonight. I don't know.
There's if you can find it still. I got the like dual DVDs, so it's got that movie and
Was it a road trip?
yes, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Which complements each other pretty
Yeah.
well. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a spin-off, but they're not, of course.
Yeah,
It's got the vibe. Yeah.
There used to be a code on Van Wilder's. You remember how there's that opening menu on the
Yeah.
DVD?
Yep.
There used to be a code, and my friend knew it. Like, if you press up, down, left, right, or something like that, the girl that's in the front that's just dancing with her shirt on, like, takes her shirt off.
Oh. We'll be right back. Research.
I don't even know the code anymore, and I've never. He just randomly found it, and then there's like there's a secret,
BOOBS.
yeah, or something, and then there's like a sub menu where you can find all these mixed drink recipes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was always cool.
I used to
You
love.
can't get that off streaming. You have to have
Yeah.
physical media to do
I
that.
used to love going to. There was a website called DVD Easter eggs. Did you ever go to that?
No, I never even knew it
It'd
existed.
show you like you'd search by the movie or whatever, and it would be like if you highlight this and then push right, you'll get to like a secret thing you can click on, and that's how I saw the on the first X-Men movie, the blooper of Spider-Man running in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It's like a little
Yeah.
like
That's on YouTube now, of course. You
Yeah.
can see
Yeah,
that. I
of
did
course.
see that. That's wild.
What was it? What's the name of it?
DVD Easter eggs.
I wonder if it's still around.
Oh, I'm sure.
Might be. Who
Or
knows?
YouTube bought it out.
Probably. Yeah, that's the thing with streaming. I was going to. There is a Batman animated film. It's Death in the Family,
Oh,
but it's like
okay.
it's like an interactive one.
Oh.
We're like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
And
yeah.
but if you do it on streaming, you don't have that option.
Yeah,
You just have it on the physical.
of course.
That's why you should buy physical media, people.
Exactly.
The site that you mentioned was last updated May 18th, 2019. It's like old internet.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
wow.
And it does have Van Wilder. I'm going to click on it.
Oh my god.
Place
Hilarious.
cursor on scenes. Press the up button to highlight Van Wilder logo. Press the down button to make her hand disappear.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's how he found out. He just
Oh, but speaking of like perks to having like physical media, it won't work now, but it didn't work then because we didn't have a White Castle. But my DVD copy came with, I swear it came with a coupon or
The White
for,
Castle?
Yeah.
for a free
Oh,
burger
sweet.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't use it. Although I found out later on, Minnesota's got one, like Minneapolis area or whatever.
that's
so.
where we normally go when I'm up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still going strong, like
Oh my god.
Is
2
it?
a.m. there's a line that circles the building. It's
Oh man.
a wait.
Sobriety check.
Oh. You can get sober waiting for it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then inevitably your mind's like, "Oh, well, 5 burgers isn't all that much. I better get more." Before you know, you got like a 15 pack.
Jesus.
Oh,
In vomit, probably.
Ugh.
Some people.
that's a heartburn moment.
Yeah.
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 Yikes. That's crazy. Yeah. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Not at 2 a.m. though. No.
Well, that might be the best time to. I mean, that's the freshest burger you're gonna ever have.
You remember Perkins? How there was like a pot section and an
Yep.
alcohol section.
Yep.
I remember that. Had some chicken strips.
I always thought the tremendous 12
Joined their
was
bathroom.
too small. I always thought the elite 16 should be an item. Give me a couple more pancakes and a couple more sausage links.
I got the chicken tender melt. That was good.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
that bread was so thick, and
Yeah.
then you got like really gooey cheese and
Yeah.
bacon and chicken strips. Oh god,
I remember having to leave the table once to throw up, and I came back and ate.
if you went over to East Euclid, they had the manager on duty at overnight was her name was Misuk. So we always went to that one.
Never got the happy ending, huh?
Misuk
God.
Terry, she was a good manager.
She's still there.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh man.
Getting into some DC news, this is quite a bit coming from James Gunn, who did the is an excerpt from the Rolling Stones article. It was in Variety. Quite revealing, really, and most of it I agree with, especially the whole movie industry dying part. How that's kind of been a headline for a while. He thinks it's not because people don't want to see the films, but they're being made without scripts now, basically. I mean, we've seen that and heard about that, reshoots for a lot of these Marvel films in particular. And that's what he said. Marvel got killed by output increase. And he said it wasn't fair. The Disney Plus launch kind of just screwed the pooch on everything. Because, you know, we came off of Endgame.
Yeah.
It was like, here we go. And it just was like, ever since then, it's just kind of been iffy, you know?
I remember that when they did their, I think it was D23, where they outlined like the next 5 years of content.
Right.
And there's so much crap on there that we never got.
Right.
Like every C, D, and E list character in Marvel had their own streaming.
Yep. And
series.
Eternals, that was what it's called, right? Eternals.
Yeah.
The only time they've mentioned that since then was the new Captain America movie, and that still wasn't really.
No, that's where they get the, what was it?
Adamantium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big hands sticking out and stuff. But it's odd they haven't really explored that, because they were going to do another Eternals for sure. But that's, you know, that reason alone is why Gunn himself, with the DC studio he's headlining pretty much, they just killed a project. And I think it was Sergeant Rock. I don't know if you know the character too well.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the character? Just could you give us
It's like a
military guy?
Basically like a military superhero kind of thing. I don't know.
Interesting character to you? Or?
Jonah would probably know more about it than me.
Right.
I was just kind of like, why?
Got a cool name, but they, you know, I guess they offered the role to Daniel Craig. That hit headlines, and then I think Colin Farrell and some other people. But in the end, the script just wasn't there, and he just pulled the plug. He said, you know, people wanted to make it. It was greenlit, but just can't do a movie without a screenplay, you know, a good screenplay. So he's very cautious, and what's nice is he doesn't have any corporate mandate from Warner Brothers, you know, of how many things he's got to make or all that for movies and films, or TV. I'm sorry.
Good.
Yeah. He said, you know, his goal is just put out the highest quality.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, it won't all be perfect. You know, you got to learn from your mistakes and what works, what doesn't. But a complete screenplay is a must. And he said right now, Batman is his biggest issue. He's not writing it, but he's working with a writer. He will not be campy, he said, his Batman.
Good.
And it's got to be made for a better reason than just having another Batman film. You know, it's got to have a good point to be made. Batman 2 is still happening. It's not canceled, obviously. They're still waiting on a script from Matt Reeves. Now, there's been some discussion that Matt Reeves' personal life, something's going down. Maybe that's why there's a delay, but I don't know if he's not, you know, he's ill or whatever. Hopefully not. But his process is usually pretty slow.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get it right, and Gunn's letting him take as much time as he wants. So he's, you know, he just says everyone putting it out there that he's trying to cancel the project. It's just ridiculous.
If it's a good movie, and it doesn't matter to me if they take 5-6 years,
right?
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to your point though, we started out year 2 or something like that, or year 1 of Batman.
Yeah, I think it was year 2.
So basically, the amount of years that it takes to make the movie, you could say, is progressed as far. And
it might help the story. Because you don't have to go back and he's gonna. He's had more experience since then. Their top priority right now is just finish scripts for Batman and Wonder Woman. And yes, Wonder Woman is going to be rebooted. Makes sense. I mean, you know, I guess you could bring Gal Gadot, but I think
I've heard some good names drop though.
Anna Darmus.
I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard
a little short, but they could make it work.
She'd make a good Wonder Woman.
She's great. I mean, she kicked ass in
Ballerina. I've heard
that's
great
good.
things about that.
Not seen that. That's on my list too. So many films.
James Bond.
I think that's what got her. Ballerina was just that one scene she had. Pretty much kicked ass, and she wasn't like the usual Bond girl either. Was refreshing about it, you know, because I think he was like, "Do we kiss now?" or something. She's like, "No."
Alexandria Daddario is another name that I've heard being tossed around.
Yeah, she would be good.
She looks like the iconic Wonder Woman in the comics. I mean, she's been in a lot of things. She was in that kind of campy Baywatch movie with Dwayne The Rock.
Oh, okay. I think I might know what you're talking about. Okay.
She was like the what's his name? Zac Efron's kind of love interest in that movie.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But she's been in a lot of things.
Sure.
That have been really good.
Oh, she was also in White Lotus season 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Another show I got to check out. Well, yeah. So maybe she might be cheaper than Anna. I don't know. Anna.
Well.
Excuse me. Mrs. Cruz.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing is with Gal Gadot, like
Yeah.
her Gal Gadot, however you say it.
Yep.
She was a decent Wonder Woman, but I don't think she can act for shit.
Yeah. They made it work for her skill set, I think. And I mean, she did have some scenes. I mean, 84 is a mess. But
84 was a mess, but the original Wonder Woman,
yeah.
it was good, but it was basically just Captain America.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Like,
Thankfully, it wasn't in World War II. It was
yeah, it was
refreshing to have it in the
World
first
War One,
War-
but still,
World
it
War,
was Captain
when she
America.
walks away from Steve in the second one, 84, whatever. I thought that was a good scene she did. It wasn't dialogue; it was all expression. But yeah, I get it. You probably want someone who's a little.
You kind of
stronger
need
at
somebody
acting.
who can have a commanding performance because the Amazons are like
Well, and Anna played Marilyn Monroe in that one movie.
that
She
was
great.
I would never watch that movie again.
Oh, same,
but
same. It's
it was a
brutal,
great,
but
movie.
it's not like bad, but it's just horrific what she went through. If this is all true and
yeah,
such, but,
Yeah.
but she's a great actress. I thought she pulled it off. I mean,
yeah.
she's come a long way since Blade Runner. What was it 2049? Was that the
The only
second
person
Blade
to
Runner?
take down Keanu Reeves.
What's
Yep.
that?
Remember? She was in Knock Knock.
Oh, I never saw that one, but they reunited for
You've
Ballerina.
never seen that one?
I've heard some dialogue from it. It's terrible.
Oh my
You
god.
came in, you
it's-
sucked my dick.
Yeah, it's-
da-da-da.
It's
Like,
campy, but
this is a movie, okay?
it's
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. They're sharing the screen again on something better.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But
it's something.
yeah. So coming up for the DC Studios, obviously Superman.
Yep.
Little film there. Peacemaker drops August, so that's cool. Supergirl, which will be next year. I think they just wrapped principal photography on that.
Oh, did they already?
And the
Wow.
title did change. It was, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It's now just Supergirl. So it's just
Good.
like, if you recall, Superman was originally Superman Legacy. So they
Yeah.
just chopped
Yeah.
off which made sense because Christopher Reeve film was just the movie. It wasn't Superman by himself.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, and you got Lanterns, which should be really cool on HBO.
That's gonna be neat. I can't wait to see that.
HBO Max, which is it's changing its name again. So good on you.
I love how they've cycled through. It was HBO, then
Oh gosh,
then it was HBO Now, and
Yeah.
then it was Max.
I get confused by
Plus.
Max because it's like they merged with Cinemax, but that's not the case, right?
No.
Like,
No.
It's just like HBO Max, right? Like
Yeah.
here's all our shit,
Yeah.
Take it, yeah.
It's a funny timeline of why, and then they needed to plop HBO back in.
Right.
There. Yeah.
Biggest headlines it usually gets, it's like, ooh, they changed their screen from blue to black. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really change the
Wow.
content. but
What?
yeah.
I actually think they were more user friendly when they first launched versus now. I don't like all the way it's set up right now. But
Yeah.
That aside, I'll still check out Lanterns. Looks great, and Clayface is just got its star. Tom Ray's Harry's, who is in Uma Thurman's series right now, Suspicion, and he also was in The Gentleman. So we talked about Clayface many shows back. So yeah, we got a star, and I
Perfect.
guess I thought it was maybe an Elseworlds. I'm not sure still, actually. So because Gunn did say
Yeah.
there will be an Elseworlds movie,
Yeah.
movies or TV too. But yeah, we're getting close. I just hope I hope it's good, man. It's gonna be
Thing
weird
is,
for it
if-
to be on its own, but I mean, you probably could stretch that out to its own film. Like if you took the
Well, his backstory's interesting.
like the animated
Yeah.
series, yeah. If you took that, like you could stretch that into a movie for
but
sure.
you're gonna have to have Batman in it.
That's gonna be the problem. Like if you'd have to like take that show and
Yeah.
take him out and then see what you got, I guess. But
Yeah.
Because you can't just have a madman going on the run.
right, yeah, I know. And pulling off the effects, that'll be something that's
That was always the coolest part in the animated series about Clayface,
Oh, yeah.
is that he would just kind of morph into,
yeah.
and then when he got into the water, he just dissipated.
He always came
Yeah.
back though.
Always came back, yeah.
I remember there was a darker series or storyline when It was after the animated series when they changed it to like Batman and Robin or Batman and Superman Adventures. It was a little darker tone.
Yeah.
And there was like this kid that the young Robin, I forgot which Robin we were on at that time, but he met like this kid. I don't know if you recall this.
That was like the Tim Drake Robin.
It was a girl. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a girl. And he like they had like a kind of like a, you know, they were into each other. But it turned out she was like part of Clayface, and in the end, I think she had to merge back to him. Like she
crazy.
developed her own
Yeah.
persona, and it was so brutal, like heartbreaking. Like that was a good story. Like,
It was.
But yeah, that iconic first time I saw the animated series Clayface, you know, Batman's inside him.
Yeah.
He's trying to, you know, his head comes out, and they
Trying
even,
to push his head out of him.
yeah, he's
Pushes
like,
his head back
"Ugh."
in, yeah.
And I think they even captured that on like one of those detailed figurines you can buy.
Oh, no kidding.
I think so, but it's just brutal when he like shot the shot his
It was like grappling. hook,
yeah,
like
went right
out
through
the
came
top
out
of
of
his
his head
head.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a hell of a story.
That whole series was just really well done, though, because it followed from episode to episode, and it wasn't like a new problem every time.
Yeah.
And the thing that always made me sad was when it ended. But then, you know, years later, I found out that they didn't really get canceled. They
kept changing it, like it.
well, they ran out of stories.
Well, that
Yeah.
too.
And it wasn't-
yeah.
It wasn't like it was getting canceled by Fox or anything. It's just
Yeah.
they ran out of stories.
Which is why they probably did Batman Beyond. 'Cause
Right.
It was refreshing, and I still think that's a good series. I didn't
they
kind of
see the whole
morphed
thing,
into the
but-
Phantom Mask, and then, you know, the Under the Red Hood.
Yeah,
and,
Justice League helped kind of give you an older Terry McGinnis, and they kind of really spoilers, but they made old Bruce like Terry's actual father,
yeah.
which I thought was really stupid. But
Yeah, I didn't think they had to.
they just wanted to connect
needed to do
everything.
that, but-
You got to be careful when you do that because
Yeah.
all the intrigue's gone. You know, it's like
Yeah. Do you remember the episode where Adam West made an appearance?
Gray Ghost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gray Ghost.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was so cool.
That was nice about that series. It gave opportunities, you know, and had great voice actors. Mark Hamill, I think he got even more work after his Joker was
Oh,
a
yeah.
hit. Couldn't imagine him being that voice. I didn't know for the longest time, and I was just. I mean, he beat out Tim Curry. Tim Curry originally
Really?
had the Joker part, and
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
they liked because Curry was trying to be Nicholson, basically.
Oh,
that was
sure.
his problem.
Yeah, he was trying to make him like a gangster type.
Yeah.
And they wanted Joker to be this over the top
Right.
kind
More
of character.
campy.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a Clayface movie could be pretty interesting. We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be weird, Batman not being in it. But you
I
could
mean-
totally explore the acting lifestyle.
Yeah,
him
because I mean,
getting
he got
disfigured.
He got disfigured, and then he had a cream that he put on his
Yeah.
face, and then
How are they gonna handle that? Like,
Yeah.
will it be a cream, or will it be like stupid Catwoman when I think Sharon Stone's character had like you injected yourself with some kind of shit and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
played around with
Turned
that.
her into like marble.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, on the Marvel front, Mitch, if you're ready to go.
oh my gosh, what isn't on the Marvel front? Obviously, first and
Exciting
foremost,
times.
Yeah, first and foremost, a lot of the Avengers stuff have been delayed, and I think that's a part of some of the things that we've already talked about. Obviously,
Yep.
Doomsday and Secret Wars have been pushed back respectively to 26 and 27. I think that's a big push though from Disney just to make sure that the quality is there.
Hope so.
And a lot of it has to, I think, do with in part with Thunderbolts
Underperformed, yeah.
underperforming. And
bummer.
I mean, the thing of it is that I went to that movie. It wasn't bad,
No, I liked it
And-
a lot.
and-
Wasn't a bad movie. no.
and I think I can't tell if it's just because of superhero fatigue. I don't think the characters were bad in any way. I really enjoyed U.S. Agent. I
Yeah.
thought Black Widow's sister was great in it, and the humor was also there.
Yeah.
It didn't have that feel like Captain America, Brave New World, where it was just like some of the characters were put in there or like forced.
Sloppy and
Yeah, like the Winter Soldier. There was no reason for that scene
yeah.
in the winter, like for him to come in and give like a brief talk, except for just to pep him up. I mean,
Right, because they've already been there too.
Yeah.
That whole series was all about that. I think,
that whole
too.
series,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I think they're rewriting a little bit. I think a part of me hopes that the reason for the delay for Doomsday is so that they can get Spider-Man in there, because I know that there's conversations.
Yeah, they do have a fourth film announced, I think, but
Yeah.
it's very early stages.
Yeah. So I know that they're waiting on that. The talk is that the new Spider-Man movie's not going to be canon to Doomsday. It's going to be its own kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be after Doomsday. They just aren't sure if it's going to be multiversal or not.
Right.
Right. And that's where they're heading with that. Obviously, with Thunderbolts, it's getting another title. They're taking out the asterisks.
They did that like the second week. They made it like the new
Avengers.
New Avengers.
But on the cover art,
they're taking away
they gave it more of a thunder font, and then it's like little subtitle.
I think it'd be better if it just said Thunderbolts, the New Avengers, and then a dot and Bob.
Well, a lot of people say, and I think it's true. Captain America hurt the box office for Thunderbolts.
I think so. Yeah, I think it did. And it wasn't really the post credit scene. Obviously, knowing what that brings in, I think there's going to be a lot of tie-in. I don't think any of those characters were bad in that movie.
No.
They say that U.S. Agent's going to go through another rewrite again, and he's going to be slightly different in Doomsday again.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully not.
I mean, he gained more fans, I think, in this movie.
Yeah.
From if you didn't like him in the show, I think you definitely fell in love with him in this film.
Yeah, he went from like the grandpa and up with the Captain America helmet to like more of like a funny, likable character.
Great chemistry, that whole cast. And it's like a gritty Avengers, basically.
Just like all these leftovers that are just kind of thrown together that form together. I think that was a way better option.
Yeah.
And it didn't pass its $500 million mark.
It's a bummer because it had originality, and that's what a lot of these Marvel films and shows are lacking. It's not
felt
original.
like
it's just.
Do you remember after we were kind of getting bored with the Marvel movies, and then Ant-Man came out, and it's like, whoa, this kind of feels like when the first time we watched Iron Man.
It wasn't cookie cutter so much. It was
that's what Thunderbolts felt like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely, if I had to choose ones to own, I mean, I kind of do anymore. Because some of them are just like, it's a waste of your money and time. That would definitely be a purchase, though.
For sure.
Yeah. I dug it. But it's... I did hear that Fantastic Four, I guess, it ends and goes into Doomsday, I think.
Yeah. So my understanding is, and there's been a lot of stuff, so spoilers ahead if any of it's true, is that at the end they aren't going to kill Galactus, but he's going to bring them into 616 somehow, or Reed Richards will bring them into 616 because Galactus will steal their baby, which is what's the name of their baby? He's like
Franklin Richards,
which I guess he's like an Omega level mutant or something like that.
Sweet.
He's like basically the whole reason they did the Onslaught thing. He can like
He's like Incredibles, right? He's like the baby Incredibles.
Pretty much. Like he's like a Swiss Army baby.
Right. Yeah, Swiss Army baby.
Swiss Army baby. So there's. I think that's how they're going to tie it all together. Is that Franklin Richards is going to be taken by Galactus, and then Frank Richards is going to find a way to get the newborn back. But I've also heard stuff on Kevin Feige leaving after Secret Wars. Did a little bit more research on that, and that is not coming from Feige. That's just something that somebody said on Twitter, and people ran with it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Kathleen Kennedy.
We've heard she's going to quit, like,
quitting,
for
retiring,
years now.
Yeah. All this other.
I mean, there's
she needs to. I'm sorry.
But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But
other show.
This isn't the first time that Feige said something like this.
Yeah.
So until we actually hear it from him, I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt. I don't foresee him going anywhere for a long time since he's still kind of the cash cow. But I think they need to slow it down, because remember once they started doing streaming movie or shows, it's like the quality went away.
Yeah. I mean, WandaVision I think was pretty good.
It got better as the series went on.
Yeah.
I was really kind of like, okay, where are they going with this? And it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier I thought was
good start.
It was a good start.
Yeah.
But again, the reason why that didn't do so well is because they had to do several rewrites, and there was some stuff that they were talking about, like pandemic-wise, when it hit, that they had to rewrite it because it was too close to what actually happened in real life, and it freaked people out.
That's a question for you guys. Like, okay, I know after 9/11 happened, people panicked, and I remember Zoolander came out. You're like, get the Twin Towers out of there, and everyone was kind of like really careful how to, go around the subject. When a storyline is too close to home, do you think it's worth to keep at it, keep pursuing it? Versus
I think if you
screwing it up,
if you want to make a parallel there, you're going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Certain things like 9/11 that changed a lot. It changed the original Spider-Man.
Yep, that teaser,
because there was that teaser of him catching the helicopter between the Twin Towers.
Yep.
Take that out.
When is it
I don't really
appropriate
care.
to take it out versus when is it appropriate to leave in?
Should you not allow the real world problems to dictate your story? Like, if you already got it set in motion, no matter what happens, do you think it's best just to stay the course? Because sometimes it doesn't work out. Like, this Captain America series.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the moment of things, it's really hard, and your instinct is to like, let's not do that. But in hindsight, it's like, God, it would have been a better story, man.
Well, that's the story that was approved.
Yeah.
Right? So let's leave it as is.
Right.
And then let it go. I mean, the comics do bring in some real world scenarios.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
exactly.
totally out of line for them to do something like that. And say it was something kind of close to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if people were just so freaked out about it all happening. But, I mean, by the time that show came out, we were kind of on the downhill slope of it all and kind of over it all together.
I mean, it probably would have stressed us out even more because it's like we can't even escape. But again, it's like if it jeopardizes the story that badly, it's like But I get it. They wanted to make money and they panicked, and it's always probably going to be that way. But I applaud people who just take the chance if they can. And
and
fuck it, we're going to do it anyway.
That may be the Disney of old. That old
Right.
kind of. Not to go down a rabbit hole, but that kind of woke that they took out of Disney a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that could have been a play in that.
Right.
I
mean, you could always put like what do they call it? Like at the beginning of a film or something, just like a paragraph,
like a disclaimer. Like this was, kind of like what they're doing with the old.
Some of the old movies,
like
right?
Looney Tune cartoons and stuff like that. Like this is a product of its time.
Yeah.
It does not reflect.
Just understood. I mean, you see these things that were made in the 30s and stuff, and you got blackface comedy,
but like with that, like if you're writing that story and you want it done a certain way, and then the pandemic happens, but we already have this written. Do we go back and rewrite it, or we just go with it as is? I think you should just go with it as is and be like, look, we didn't know this was going to happen while we were writing it,
right?
Yeah.
So
like don't treat humanity as so fragile. Maybe like take a chance and like.
It would be like
if it
would be like if you wrote a movie where L.A. gets set on fire, before the L.A. fires happened,
right.
Like, what are you going to do? Just make it an earthquake instead? No,
right.
Apparently that's okay though. I mean,
yeah.
And then the pandemic is a no-no. But
right. You can't even say the name of the virus on YouTube without getting demonetized.
Oh, seriously? Still?
Yeah. Which is stupid. Or at least it was during the time you couldn't say the thing that is the same name as a shitty beer.
It's not a good beer.
Yeah. No, it's not.
I'm glad that we're at least aligned in that.
Yeah.
I've got so many friends that are like, oh, look at what I got in my ice chest. Have you guys tried Bush Light Apple?
No.
So I had some friends swear it was good, and you can't find it outside of Iowa. I guess Iowa's like the Bush Light capital of the world.
Right.
But I tried some, and it's not tasty. It's like
that's probably why Hy-Vee had it on clearance for like $4 for a 12-pack.
What?
It's like Bush with a hint of apple.
What was the last Bush flavor they had out?
Peach.
Okay, so if you go back to Super Unknown, probably a year ago or so, I found it's actually a local guy who's got quite a following on all the social media. He makes all these drinks. He hears about recipes. He does
cool.
it.
Yeah.
If you mix that with Mountain Dew, it's really good.
Really?
And I had to go find it because I didn't want to buy like a 6-pack or a 12-pack.
Yeah.
So I had to go to like a gas station and get one of those tall ones,
Get the old 24.
And that's what I did. Mixed it with Mountain Dew. We tried it on the show. It was great. It was awesome. It was very refreshing. But maybe apple needs to be paired with something. Try it.
Could be right.
I don't know. Coke would Pepsi would be the thing.
Apple.
Probably not Mountain Dew. Not Mountain Dew. You'd have to do something.
Little
Sprite.
Bush. Oh man.
I like my bushes. Taste like apple.
But yeah, that Feige one, I also took when I first saw it as truth, but
Right.
doing some.
I mean, it would
further
make
research.
sense. Like he's kind of been stretched very thin, obviously, especially with what Gunn said. We already knew that though. Like Disney's mandate, like we gotta just keep making them, man. And
I think
scripts will be adjusted as we go. Like
and you
can't always do that, man.
It worked for Iron Man.
It did, but you had talent behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
You had
behind the
Favreau.
scenes is just as intriguing, I think, as the film. Like it's
The fact they had
awesome.
half the movie done and it was just Favreau and what's his face,
Yeah,
Robert just writing them
yeah.
as they went along each day. So you never knew. I mean, how a movie that detailed with that much action became something it's
That's what every Marvel movie should be, and superhero movies should be.
Yeah.
It should have that originality.
Yeah.
And I think Captain America, basically the first 4 main heroes they covered, those films are pretty solid, I think. And then they just kind of got, cookie cuttery. And then Guardians was refreshing. James Gunn.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have Jon Favreau, James Gunn, Thunderbolts director. I don't recall who that is, but like those stick out. Ant-Man.
yeah.
Like all those are like ones that are not just
They're not cookie
going
cutter.
with the flow. Like
Yeah.
they're actually unique,
Yeah.
and they mix in a genre with, with Winter Soldier. You had like espionage, and Ant-Man was a heist film. The first 2 were kind of heist films,
Yeah.
if you think about it. So the
Yeah.
third one was just such a disconnect.
Third
And
one could have been so much better, but they wanted to throw so much at the wall and see what stuck.
It was just too much, and it didn't
Yeah.
have weight to it. And
That suffered because they basically took. Did the Marvels come out before that or after that, something like that? Somehow those two got switched
oh god,
in the production schedule, so one got rushed and one got delayed.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah,
it
I
still
remember
didn't.
something like that.
But it still didn't help either of those
Right.
films.
So I could, I could see Feige stepping down. I could see him stepping down after the next 2 Avengers, which, like it said, maybe not. But I also know, and kind of hope, he's a Star Trek fan. They need new leadership, and if he took over for that, that would be amazing. Because he actually, let's see, what was the last TNG episode influenced Endgame? All good things.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always thought that was really cool and like a possibility for him to move over to Star Trek. That would be awesome. I hope so, but
Yeah.
we'll see. 38 years, guys. It's been, and we're finally getting a sequel. Spaceballs 2.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
looking forward to it.
cautiously hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll check it out, but
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it's going to be great. But
History of the World Part 1 or Part 2 was not good.
didn't see that. Yeah. I'm glad Mel Brooks is still with us. He's actually looked pretty spry in that presentation. He had
Yeah.
the Spaceballs, the sweatshirt. That was after the I think opening crawl or whatever, which I thought the crawl was
The
really
crawl
unique.
was amazing.
That was written really well. I
That
thought
was.
yeah.
And if that's any indication of what we're going to get in the movie,
Yeah.
then I'm
And they had the old.
I'm all
theme
for
in
it. Yeah.
I can't remember. Was it History of the World Part 2? Like after, you remember when they did History of the World Part one?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if they made a joke or if it was in Spaceballs where they talked about number 2 was going to be Jews in space. You remember that?
Might have been. I don't know.
And they had the giant Star of David as a spaceship.
Are you shitting me? I mean, Mel Brooks would do something like that.
would.
No, I just remember in elementary school, the rumor was, and I still think it would have been a cool title. Not too late, but it was like going to be called Spaceballs 3: The Search for 2.
Oh yeah,
Because it was like Search for Spock,
Yeah.
I think. And
well,
Yeah.
I do remember.
I don't know who came up with that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it everyone around school was like, yeah, it's going to be the sequel. And I thought it was cool.
I do remember them saying, though, that in the second movie, because they were talking about the merchandise and all that stuff,
Yeah.
they were going to call it Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
I
Yeah.
hope they do that.
I hope they do that.
Oh, man. Oh, they're going to have a lot of fun with that stuff.
Well, the good thing about this is that we're getting the original cast back for the most part.
I hope so.
Everyone living.
John,
right?
John Candy.
Maybe
rest
we'll
in
get
peace.
some ghosts, like they do in Star Wars. I don't know.
You could get somebody to play Barf's like son or something like that. That would be
I think
fun.
I have an idea.
Colin
Yeah.
Belch.
Yeah.
No.
I think Josh Cad might be doing that. I'm
really?
guessing. I'm totally guessing, but I think he's a part of the film.
Who are you going to get to
the-
play the princess, though?
It would be the same.
Yeah.
It'd be the.
Get Daisy Ridley.
That would be funny. She
Yeah.
crossed over.
What I'm more than excited for on this is Rick Moranis.
Oh,
Coming
That was
back.
an awesome reveal. Yeah.
We haven't seen Rick Moranis in years. Took time off to
yeah. Tragically.
help with his wife and
Yep.
everything like that.
Raise their
And
sons or- Kids.
I know they wanted to try and get him back for the new the Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
For Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Even the 2015, I think.
even
He's
it's-
like,
yeah.
he's like, it's not worth flying from Canada to
Yeah.
wherever. I think he lives in New York now, actually. So,
But
yeah.
man, it would be so good to see him on the screen again.
Yeah.
Well, that might be why I'm getting Josh Cad from. He's the dude that voiced Olaf in Frozen. Is that his name? Josh
Yeah.
Cad? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They were going to make that a series, and he was going to be the son.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Moranis
yeah.
was going to come back, but that fell through, and I forgot why. But I
Yeah.
think Rick Moranis was going to do that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't him deciding not to. It was like the studio decided people maybe want this too much. Let's not give it to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I know they've been trying to get him back for Ghostbusters, and I was hoping the last one he would appear. Yeah, I'm glad he's finally coming back, and
I am too.
maybe this will kind of like
I hope.
he'll do more things after this.
I think
don't
it'll
know.
bring in at least the audience.
right.
Yeah.
And I hope they bring back the guy that was his counterpart. I can't remember his name. But
Oh, it's Colonel Sanders.
It was a Colonel Sanders.
Sanders.
But the actor, the actor's
the actor
still with us.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's a
good.
great character actor. I don't recall his name, but he was in Fletch. He was in he was the band camp guy in American Pie 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
brought him out to
Yeah.
What is this? That's Mr. Coffee, sir. Everybody knows I want coffee
We're in
before
Now
I look
Now.
at radar.
now. Yeah. Tim Russ is coming back. He's famous from Star Trek Voyager, but before that, he was the dude at Comb the Desert who
Oh, yeah.
ain't found
Tuvok.
shit.
Yeah.
Tuvok.
So
He is coming back.
well, he's teased it through Twitter, so we'll
Oh,
see.
good.
But yeah, come on.
He's got to come up with something new.
yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I love the fact that he.
I didn't know it was him for the longest
When I
time
found
either.
when I found that out, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
That's so
we
cool.
found shit. There's this absurdly long pause
Yep.
on his face.
It's just so funny. Comb the desert and you see these giant ace combs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my
Did you
god.
see a hair pick?
Wasn't he doing the pick too? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Oh,
But I was telling you guys before we recorded, I saw this film before Star Wars as a kid. So yeah, this was like my first kind of like, what's going on here? And then once you see Star Wars, it all clicks, of course. But obviously, yeah, I still enjoyed it. You know,
I hope he's still surrounded by assholes.
yeah.
he's my cousin.
Are there any other assholes around here? Yo.
Keep firing, dumbass.
When you just saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw it last
and
night.
it holds up.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. You start watching it, and if you've watched a lot of it, you'll start quoting it, and it's still funny. Some of it's a little campy.
Of course.
Some of it's 80s.
Yeah.
but-
Well, do you recall when it came out? I wonder if it predates Jedi, because there was a whole brother sister
Oh.
reveal. That's
I
what I
think it
meant to look
does.
up before the show, because it's like they should have played that out in the movie. Like
Yeah, I think there was. I think it came out between.
87.
oh, okay,
So
so
it
it
would've
was
been-
after Jedi.
Yeah,
So it's kind of shocking they didn't play around with that. Maybe because incest wasn't really a thing they
maybe
wanted to touch.
maybe that when they do bring back Lone Star, he'll be like, "Yeah, then I found out she was my sister."
They need to bring back Michael Winslow, though.
Oh yeah,
Well, he's not doing too much, so
No,
I think he just come on for craft service. I don't know.
we've been jammed.
It's jelly, or was it strawberry? I
Did
can't
you
remember.
go over my helmet?
So we all know Bill Pullman, obviously, his son Lewis, who was in Thunderbolts and Top Gun Maverick. He's going to be in this.
Yes.
I read.
nice.
Obviously, the son of Lone Star.
Gotta be.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on, that's
It's
so
gotta
on the
be.
nose. Yeah. Now,
Make him a Kylo Ren parody. That'd be hilarious. Oh, like, no, Dad, I don't want to hear about your Schwartz. Leave me alone.
one of SNL's greatest sketches was the
Undercover boss.
yes, the first one.
yeah.
The second one was all right, but that first one was awesome.
It's like, yeah, we know it's Kylo Ren.
He gave him a card. I'm sorry I killed your son or something. I feel really bad about it.
Props to Adam Driver for having fun with that.
Oh,
Man.
I love Adam Driver. He's great. But yeah, I really hope this is good. At least
Me
as
too.
good as the first one. Like, I don't know. There's so many directions they could go. There's so much material they could make fun of, because I think we're overdue for a good parody film.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have The Naked Gun coming out.
Yep, looking
which
forward
is
to that.
kind of that.
Oh
you know,
my God, that looks hilarious.
You
the
remember when
coffee was awesome. Thanks.
he's driving down a regular street and just it's so gentle.
And he's just straight. It's just straight character.
Have you seen the new trailer that dropped this week?
Yes.
Where he's like he's like eating hamburgers, like street hamburgers,
like,
and hot dogs. He's like, I'm gonna have to wear a new suit.
Well, the first go, he's like, oh, and he finds a bathroom, and he goes and starts eating again. He's like, oh no. And then Pamela Anderson,
Please take a seat.
she just drags out of the room. Did you see the latest trailer? Oh God.
I gotta check it out. Oh,
And then police squad's at risk of becoming a Spirit Halloween. They're putting
Yeah.
the banner up.
yeah.
Who's gonna arrest me? The police?
Oh my
Guy for
gosh.
real?
Busta Rhymes is going to be in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Man's laughter or something. He goes manslaughter. I thought it was pretty funny. Huh?
Yeah.
Still the best non-speaking scene is when they're all like giving homage to their parents and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and then OJ's there.
Yeah.
And the guy just looks at the screen. He's like, no.
Nope.
Nope.
Like, that was so well written.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, because before they play the trailer, that's the scene they play is him
Yeah.
getting the coffee. That sticks with me.
He's just driving around. Thanks.
Oh my God.
See, that's what Spaceballs 2 needs to do.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
maybe get Seth MacFarlane to no, that's not going to work. It's too late now. But I don't know. Like, yeah, the History of the World Part 2. That's kind of
There's-
iffy now. If that
yeah.
would have been a success, I think this
Yeah,
would
I'd
be
have
like
a lot,
okay.
yeah.
This, a name alone and props and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably make some good change. But
I am sure, like, the original Spaceballs has such a cult following to
Yeah.
it. Like, I even saw some tables selling Spaceballs stuff at Des Moines Con.
oh, really?
But
Yeah.
like when they first made Spaceballs, they reached out to George Lucas because it was a parody, and he's like, "Yeah, you can make the movie. I'm cool with it, but you can't sell any merchandise." Which is why they made a merchandising joke in the movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Merchandise.
Merchandising.
Search for more money.
But that's what's great about Mel Brooks is like makeup. He doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
he'll look.
He's
the
gonna
same
look
pretty
just
much.
like
Yeah.
he looks just like yogurt now.
I mean, his
anyway.
voice will probably be a little raspy, but yeah, I hope he makes it for this project because he's in his 90s. So
98.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Right.
So I mean, he looked pretty good
I think this is probably his last movie. I would
Probably.
assume. I
Right.
don't know where else you could go.
because I don't
with this.
think did he appear in that History of the World Part 2? He did.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was more of a series. That wasn't a movie, right?
Well,
They did.
yeah, it was
that,
like a mini series, I guess you
Is
could
that
say.
Amazon?
Either that or Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Is it worth checking out or not?
Go watch it
Okay. I'd just like to see him in
if you. Yeah,
attempts to be funny, maybe from other
It's
people.
just you get to see who thinks that they're a real comedian and aren't. So
Yeah, a lot of that.
yeah,
Hopefully this won't be that way. I mean, like, yeah, if the opening crawl writers are the ones,
Yeah.
I have hope. So
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna do because there are some like inappropriate jokes that wouldn't fly today,
oh yeah,
like Mega Maid and all that, or
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Suck.
yeah, they need to make dick jokes like they did in the movie.
You know,
I mean, it needs to.
I'd love to see them just make the jokes and not be apologetic about it.
Well, I think it's just like South Park.
I mean,
though.
take a chance.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if South Park can do it, they still do it.
They get
Like,
a pass.
Who
So
cares?
why can't?
Because they don't issue apologies or anything. They're just like, this is just
it's like, what are you gonna
it's
do?
a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder was like the last movie that got away with a lot of things.
Oh, blackface,
I mean,
yeah.
this
Well,
could-
yeah. I don't want them like trying to do blackface or
No,
anything
no,
like
no, no.
racially
I don't think-
sensitive.
Yeah.
But even that was like on the nose. Like they knew it was ridiculous, and they didn't make it look ridiculous.
Well,
and he
and
pulled off a great character.
All
you
it
know,
was him making fun of method actors.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which-
See, that's
yeah.
how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. But yeah, I look forward to it. I hope it's good.
Lincoln Osiris.
Oh,
You know
man.
what's even better is you have to find a DVD copy of it, but if you do the commentary track on it,
Yeah.
it's Ben Stiller, Jack Black, and Lincoln Osiris.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah,
think it's
like
on the Blu-ray copy too.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's Robert Downey Jr., but he's in character the
Oh,
entire
that's
time.
hilarious. Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at that handsome man right there.
What was the name of the? He was like, "So what's her name?" or something like that.
Jack, or wait, no,
Nance.
Lance.
Lance.
Bass.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is Lance?
kind of a name is Lance. Look retarded, act retarded. He won't retarded. You never go full retard.
Hell, every gay once in a while.
Every man gay once in a while. Oh Lord.
That's such a good movie. I don't know how to get to the next subject, but Twist Metal season 2, we got
Yeah.
got a huge clip of what
Oh man.
what's to come. I'm excited.
That
It's like the video game finally came to
That
life.
trailer looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a reveal trailer out for it now. 1 second.
And Mitch hadn't seen the first season, so
No, I still
don't know if
haven't.
you need
Yeah.
to.
So-
Really.
Okay.
It just sets up a lot. It's good.
I do like
have the time.
I do like the first season because one, Anthony Mackie is great in it.
Yeah.
2, Will Arnett / Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth,
Right.
really good. Nev Campbell's in it
Oh, there we go.
also. But yeah, it looks like July 31st on Peacock.
Nice. So I can't cancel it quite yet.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to like
Find a
limit my
reason.
streaming, and
Yeah.
I know. I
Peacock's
just
kind of the one of them. But I'm like, yeah, they got that coming out, and
well, and I did like, you know how I was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing. Like I only do one at a time.
Yeah.
But when I did renewed my Disney Plus, I did the Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Do you have ads?
No,
Pay extra to get.
I
them?
paid extra.
Yeah. My kids would like you right now because
What?
they're like, this sucks.
That's
like,
no. You know what? There's some streaming services that do that right, like Tubi.
yeah,
Tubi has ads.
yeah,
But it's like every 45 minutes or so of
Mm-hmm.
the movie, there's like 6 ads, then another 30 minutes.
yeah.
You know,
It's not too bad.
I tried the
ads
Disney with the ads before.
Yeah.
And it's like every 5 minutes.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like, I'm trying to watch a 30-minute episode of something.
Right. How can you binge watch something if you got
Yeah.
damn ads? And
It takes me 2
it's always the
hours,
same
but-
ad too, or
Yeah.
they change it up. But yeah, I know it was like extra $30, and
Like, I don't think anybody watching X-Men 97 needs to know about
Hy-Vee's.
mortgage
Clean's
insurance
new
or
projects.
or Metamucil. So yeah, of course, July 31st on Peacock coming out.
Nice.
Finally starting to get into like the tournament
Yes.
kind of shenanigans.
Yep.
With the movie or game, whatever.
Right. I'm hungry for it.
Yeah. Me too. I'm looking forward to
Hopefully,
it.
this clip isn't like the only thing we see. It's
Right.
Like,
Looks good.
it's like dialogue, like
So the concept of this is that whoever wins gets their single wish granted, and it can be
Yeah.
whatever they want, like their wildest desire,
Yeah.
whatever, kind of like in the game. Calypso looks amazing.
Yeah, I love that
In
actor. I don't recall
Yeah.
his name, but he was on Barry, and he's playing big part in Superman.
So we're having, of course, new cast joining the characters that have already been established from season 1.
Nice.
Looks really good.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Looks like it's ripped right out of the video game too.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah, I'm a set. Yeah, because I think that's how. I mean, spoilers. Season 1, I think wasn't Calypso on a billboard or something towards the end.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that actor's great for Calypso. So
Yeah, and then-
he's kind of a humorous guy. So I wonder if it's going to be played that way because he's so scary in the first game. Like,
yeah, he's kind of just this presence in the
Yeah.
first game. He's not really.
yeah, it's just like a still of him, right, or something.
Yeah.
yeah. It was such a weird ending in that game. I think I beat it with every character to get to see what their fate
ending was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they never showed it. Like they never showed them talking to him. It was always like a big paragraph.
Yeah.
And then they show like I remember the cop got thrown into space because he wanted to go somewhere where there was no crime. His car was just like in space
Yeah.
floating.
It's like
you gotta be precise.
It's very much like a monkey's paw situation.
Yeah,
with these
sure. Yeah.
wishes or whatever. but
right.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Game news. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this looks good. So, 007 First Light. It's a new James Bond game that we're getting here from IO Interactive. They worked on the Hitman series. It's going to be an original story inspired by the novels and short stories of Ian Fleming. And it's going to be the first 007 multimedia thing released by Amazon MGM, who just recently took over
Sure.
the Bond franchise. Activision previously held the rights, which were revoked by MGM and Eon Productions in 2012. So we haven't gotten a new Bond game since then, basically. It'll be released 2026 for all new-gen platforms and PC. An origin story with a 26-year-old Bond who is an
Whoa.
inexperienced MI6 agent sent on his first mission to grant him 00 status in his license to kill.
Oh, so that's how it ends if you win the game. Basically, you become
Yeah.
Bond or 007. Yes,
So
yes.
this is going to be the first in what they plan on being a trilogy.
Ooh, I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
The gameplay looks good.
It does.
It looks really. It looks almost seamless.
Yeah.
Well, and when IO originally they approached Eon,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We want to make a game." They're like, "Well, we don't want it to just be another,
Shoot 'em
cookie
up.
cutter shoot 'em up action game." And they're like, "No, we don't want to do that either."
Yeah.
Because the point of the Hitman games is you have a mission to complete, and just going in there guns blazing is going to fail the mission. So that's kind of what the concept of this
Sure.
is going to be. Of course, in the trailer, you can go check that out on YouTube. Looks really good.
Yeah.
We'll also get M, Q, and Moneypenny, who are all featured in the trailer. It's going to focus on espionage, with violent solutions being heavily discouraged.
Oh.
And yeah, it looks good. I think when we watched the trailer before we started recording, I think we all kind of made the comment. It looks like kind of a young, like Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher kind of
Right, yeah.
character.
The face. Yeah. Yeah.
But this will be intriguing. I know they kind of tried to do that with Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. Like
Yeah,
it was his
yeah.
first
Yeah.
kind of mission as 007.
Yep.
But yeah, this
That's cool.
looks good.
And
This
he's got a scar, which
Yeah.
is gnarly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. So
But this
it's
is a
not-
perfect time to bring in a game like this because we don't have a set expectation for what Bond should look like.
Right.
So a lot of liberties can be played here.
Right.
Well, and I think that's what's so good about games now is you can get somebody for motion capture and for voice acting who may be in their 80s
Right.
and make them look,
Right.
20.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what they did with the RoboCop game. They got Peter Weller
Oh,
to
cool.
do motion capture and the mannerisms, voice, everything like that. But they made him sound like Peter Weller from 1980, whatever.
Oh, cool.
And
So-
it also helped they put it through like a synthesizer, right?
Yeah, so
Got
they
that,
give him
like,
the robotic voice or
Yes.
whatever, even when he has the...
Did you
Yes.
say the famous tagline?
Oh, I'm
RoboCop
sure.
want Oreos?
Oh, he denies that.
I know.
What?
You've never heard this?
No.
All right.
So apparently there was a stagehand that would sneak in Oreos to the
first
set.
RoboCop,
The
yeah.
first RoboCop.
Yeah.
And apparently Peter Weller was very difficult on set.
Method actor too.
Yeah. And when he saw him eating, he had finished the last Oreo and he had no more. And he got really pissed at this guy for eating Oreos. And he said in his own RoboCop voice, "RoboCop want Oreos."
And Peter Weller has
this
denied
day,
this. He denies it happened, which it probably did happen.
I think it 100% did. Yeah.
Because they were in Texas, it was fucking hot, and he was in a suit. Like, I'm sure he's like,
Yeah, if you want to watch it, it's
fucking
absolutely
Oreo.
hilarious because Peter Weller's like cussing. He's like, "I did not fucking say that."
I have to check that out.
Oh yeah, no,
maybe there's an Easter egg in the game. Maybe he goes up to a vending machine and he's like,
RoboCop one Oreo.
That's great.
that's the next
my God.
expansion pack.
Yeah,
It's the Oreo.
the Oreo
edition.
expansion pack.
No. Oh my God.
So not only does he shoot a perp in the dick, he also wants Oreos.
Give me your Slurpee. Drop the cookies and milk, creep.
Ho, ho, ho. I am Santa Claus.
Oh man. So Activision, of course, we're all familiar with GoldenEye 64.
Oh,
I didn't
Classic
have
game.
it, but it made me want to have the system. I know
right.
it was a huge deal. Loved the movie. Great timing.
Did you ever play any of the 007 Legends or anything like that?
I
the
have, I think,
Activision
most of those games for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I played them all. I know Pierce Brosnan, they used his likeness for one of them, at least, maybe two of them. And then, they kind of had like this
they had-
generic face, type
yeah,
of
and then
acting.
you could play like different Bonds. Like I know that there was a skin where you could play like
maybe
Sean
something
Connery or something like that.
George
Yeah.
Lazenby
Well, they
and all
did.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it doing, like, if you did take an older actor and did motion capture and stuff like that, especially like a veteran actor that originated the part, I don't know if you remember, they did From Russia with Love, and they actually had Connery come back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he voiced it, but the problem is he had an old man voice at this time.
Oh, sure.
So he had a young Bond
Yeah.
with an old voice, but it was still a great game,
yeah.
and I loved it. Yeah.
You can do so many things with like filtering and
Yeah, I mean,
hate
this was 20 years ago, probably.
Yeah,
So
of course.
it was awesome. It still was great, but because it's like that was a missed opportunity. Because man, they could have brought Roger Moore,
Oh,
George
yeah.
Lazenby. It's like you're another chance, and you don't have to worry about your appearance. Like just voice
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
could have had a lot more fun with that. But yeah,
This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
it does.
It's-
It looks really good.
it's one I can't
even
wait to-
recognize some of the actors in it.
Yeah.
they don't even change their appearances anymore. It's like they actually get the actor and they get their likeness and
Well,
Right.
why not with the technology that you
yeah.
have? I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
then
yeah.
you don't have to go into like creation and
Yeah, I'm just interested in this whole Scar Bond. Like Bond's like not this pristine like figure. I mean, they're probably taking a note from Craig because when Craig was cast, people like lost their shit. I kind of did too, to be honest.
Well, he
but-
showed up to the interview like once they announced who it was.
Oh.
He showed up with blonde hair and long
Yeah.
hair.
Well, he looked like a Red Grant, which is
Yeah.
like the dude, the evil spy in From Russia with Love. But I mean, he won me over, obviously. But yeah, this game looks great. I'm
Yeah.
excited, and I'll have to. I'll have to buy a PS5. I bet. I mean, I want to.
Well,
but I don't want to
Oh
get.
darn! I guess we won't be able to review games
no.
anymore.
It's like, hey, babe, we don't need to eat this month, right? And maybe the next month, I would like to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And there's the couch.
Yeah. You got a couch
This
down
is
here. You got a TV right there.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
It.
You're
Yeah, I know. I have a 4. That's all I have right now. So it probably
Yeah,
won't be.
it
out
won't be on 4. No, it's
Oh, really?
it's Nintendo Switch 2,
Okay. won't have that
Xbox S.
Switch 2 is going to have it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of computing power.
Yeah.
either. Yeah.
Which, good luck getting a Switch 2 right now. There's a lot of
I've heard a lot of people complaining about the Switch 2, though. Not to
Yeah.
go off topic or
There's
anything.
probably
No.
bugs.
Well, I've heard
sure.
that Nintendo got really hardcore on their aftermarket people. So if you throw a like an aftermarket charger, if it notices a power surge in any way that isn't Nintendo brand, it'll brick it.
yeah.
Same thing with controllers. Same thing with modded chips that would work in the original Switch. The wheel brick, the new Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo is
Fuck you very much.
Like they've
Attitude.
tried to go into the coding just to check out what the computing power is, and it's bricked them.
It's not enough that you bought the system.
Yeah.
It's like you know.
well, not only that, but I want to say their games are like $80,
Yep, that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
and
That's a little bit.
you don't even get like I think the original Switch didn't have like the little
SD
like
cards.
SD card
Yep.
looking things.
Yep.
You basically, even if you buy a physical copy, you open it up, it's got a code for you to enter into your Switch, and if they remove the server on it, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. It's just like every time I hear people getting rid of their physical media, it's like you might regret that down the road.
That's the exact reason
what they
why
can
I'm
do.
always and they always ask, well, why do you want the DVD? You can just go stream it or just go buy it on Fandango. What happens if my internet goes out?
That too. Yep,
Exactly.
That too.
That's always been my what if.
Yeah.
And if the internet goes out, I've got all these movies I can select from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So-
Exactly. And that's just the thing with that. It's like it already takes time to download whatever, even if you have a physical copy, right? You download
man.
all the bug
Yeah.
debugging and
You still have to download all the updates and patches and everything they've done for it. I mean, even if you get it digitally,
yeah.
the game is still. There's a lot of games that are like 200 gig.
Yeah. And so your
Anymore.
hard drive gets eaten up. You have to buy an extender
Yeah.
probably or
So
get rid of other games you saved or whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah, if you want to know a lot more about it, there's a good guy on YouTube and Facebook, 1980s Retro Gamer.
Okay.
He does a lot of like quick hits and all that stuff about
Nice.
things that he's been noticing and
yeah.
stuff like that. So check him out.
Yeah. I mean, people have to wake up because, yeah, your digital copy is not yours.
No,
nope.
Wherever it's
Ubisoft
through-
has been a bit, and they're a big developer.
Yep.
But they've said many times people need to get comfortable with not owning their games anymore,
Yep.
which is bullshit.
well, it's going
It
to
is.
kill GameStop.
Well, if you know, and here's my thing too with like, especially with Nintendo, they're not they don't want to do a legacy release of any of their old titles. You know, like
Yeah.
for NES, Super NES, all that stuff, right? And they crack down huge on piracy. Well, if buying a game doesn't mean owning it, then piracy doesn't mean stealing it.
Yeah. Counteract that
As
shit.
far as I'm concerned.
Stupid.
But yeah,
Well, that's the thing. Like, even if they decided, like, it's just like with movies. Like, okay, we'll allow this one service to play our stuff, or you can go there and play it or watch it.
right.
But they'll lose the rights eventually. And we'll get it back, and
Yep.
then you paid for that, and it's like it's gone.
Now you got to pay for it again. Yeah.
It's like you got to watch it, man.
Which is the other reason why I buy a physical copy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because it gives you a code, and I've had it. Like, let's see. So I started out with Flickster. Flickster got bought out by Fandango. Originally, all the titles that you were supposed to have were supposed to transfer over. I noticed that there were 3 movies that I have that missed that transfer. I can't get them back because the code's no longer valid.
yeah,
I can't input the code because the code won't work.
of course.
And so I'm just now held with a physical copy, which I'm fine with because I have a physical
Yes,
copy.
yes.
But say that happened and you bought it just,
Yep.
with the code. So
Yeah.
then you're SOL and you're out $15.
Or if they're going to do a remaster, they'll yank it off too.
Right.
Service.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, we're gonna resell this to you.
Which is and then it switched from Fandango to Voodoo. Now
Yeah.
Voodoo sold to Fandango again. And Fandango's a thing again.
Yeah.
And I liked Fandango because it was owned by Walmart, and for quite a while, if you had the Fandango or the Voodoo app, you could scan the UPC barcode on the back,
Yeah.
and for like I think it was like $2 or $3 or something like that, you could have the digital copy in your account. So if you had a ton of like actual hard copies,
yeah,
your library would be absolutely phenomenally huge.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
But
It's stupid.
just my
Yeah.
2 cents.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I totally get it. I mean, we talked about this before. I mean, we talked about it many times actually, but
Yeah.
yeah, more and more I hear people like, I just got rid of my collection. I'm like,
Well, especially even if you like, if you want to, if there's like a classic movie
yeah,
that you want to own a physical copy of, and they have it on Disney Plus, for example,
yep,
they might have edited the crap out of it
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Like Splash.
Yeah.
They gave Daryl Hannah like a hairy ass because they didn't want to show a real one.
Yeah.
They like extended her hair and it was so
Well, it was like
weird looking. Yeah.
we were watching Lilo and Stitch, the original animated one. And in the original one, she hides in a dryer.
Yep.
And they changed it to be a cabinet with her using a pizza box
Yeah.
to hide herself because they didn't want people to think like, oh, you can play hide and seek in a dryer.
Or let parents do their fucking job.
Exactly.
Don't go in there. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
I remember watching a Disney film as a kid where they gave the dog like a chicken leg, and it was eating it. So when I was like later at my mom's apartment eating a chicken leg, I was like, and I threw it at my dog. And my mom was like, no.
Yeah.
But I got that from a cartoon. But yeah, I mean, you can pamper all you want,
it's-
but it's like
It's like what they did with E.T. back in the day, where they changed all the service weapons to walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they corrected it. They brought it
They
back.
brought it back.
Yeah.
At least they never changed Jaws, right?
Well,
Everybody lived. They just show them out of the ocean like, hey,
yeah.
he just tickled. That's it.
If you watch that movie in reverse, it's about a really helpful shark that reattaches people's limbs.
Arms reattached.
What?
By the way, tomorrow, this is a Thursday we're recording. I think tomorrow marks the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
That's crazy.
I need to see that. I need to show my kids.
That's
That's
another one. That's another one. At least the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
At least the original still holds up for me.
Yeah, it got really ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
2 is all right, but it got
Three,
really
yeah.
bad.
Sharks
Yeah.
with freaking laser beams attached
was
to their
bad,
heads.
yeah.
Well, Jaws Revenge, it like followed the family. Like, okay,
Yeah.
come on.
It's like
How does it
they're
doesn't
nowhere
target,
near
it
they're
just
nowhere near saltwater. How did he follow?
Yeah. Oh, I remembered Brody killed my mom. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Science fiction. Ugh. But yeah, Bond looks great. I'm excited.
I'm excited for that.
I'll have to fucking buy PS5.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll start saving.
There you go.
I'll get the shitty version of it.
Yeah.
Because they already have like what 3 different types you could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
get.
They have the PS5 Pro
Yeah.
out now,
Okay.
which that's the only thing that gives me pause is a lot of times when they do trailers like that,
Yeah.
they'll do it on the one that has the better graphics
That's-
card.
Of course they will. Yeah.
But they do on a lot of I've noticed on a lot of PS5 games, they give you the option to switch to have it run performance based or graphics based.
Oh, okay.
So
Great.
it might run a little slower if you want the higher graphics, or if it's an online thing, I always
Sure.
do performance because at least it's quicker.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Well, great. More to come. Do we know when that's coming out?
2026 is what I've heard.
Okay. Okay.
But
not too
yeah,
long.
as far as you can probably see some of the cast in it
Sure.
from the trailer that you'll recognize. But
Yeah.
I looked, I didn't see a cast list yet as far as like who's voicing what. I'm
Right.
sure Nolan North is probably doing James Bond because he does everybody,
That's true, right?
or Troy Baker. One of the two.
I did appreciate the On Her Majesty's Secret Service like tie-in, or not tie-in, but just an homage to it. Like they played the
They
theme
used
when
the
he's-
score from it. Yeah.
Yes, and the Aston Martin he's driving, I think, might even be from that film too.
Oh, cool.
So I dug that because that's an underrated Bond film. It's a great Bond film actually, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it getting more and more love. But yeah, this looks fun. It makes me want to play my other games and
Yeah.
probably be like, oh my god, these are awful. Like, like you go back to GoldenEye, it's like what?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have the remixed GoldenEye game, or not remixed, but what they did was they put Craig in the Bond part,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, you pretty much, and they updated it, of course.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's Russians anymore. It's
really?
just like a blank faction, like just fill
Yeah.
in what you want. I
Yeah.
guess. Reviews and recommendations, guys.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, just recently put out a review for Karate Kid Legends.
Yes.
Really good movie, especially if you're a fan of the original Karate Kid.
I'm glad to hear it. It looked good. I thought
Oh, it was really good.
the way it was shot and everything, and the kid's cool.
It's a good summer flick.
Yeah.
Just you
Right.
don't need to do homework for it like you do with Marvel. You know what I
Perfect.
mean? Like
Yeah.
they're obviously Jackie Chan's characters from the 2008
James
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah.
which I like that one.
And
And
that's okay.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a remake,
No.
really. I mean, it followed the same formula pretty much, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
They're different characters. So.
but like you don't have to have watched Cobra Kai
or anything. Really,
anything of
probably,
that
yeah.
really.
Yeah. Get the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's cool.
It's a good one.
Good. That's awesome. Mitch, do you got anything?
The only one that I would say is The Rehearsal with Nathan For You. Season 2 just came out. I'm on season 1. If you've ever seen Nathan For You, it's along the same lines. The first season so far is he posed a question online to ask somebody, what's your deepest secret that you've never told anybody, and he picks this one guy who is in a trivia group, and he told everybody that he had a master's degree,
Oh,
and he doesn't.
oops.
So it gets really awkward. And basically, to meet the guy, because Nathan says he's an awkward person, he has problems like introducing and holding conversations.
Yeah.
So to meet the guy first, he found out that he lived in an apartment, and then he hired a group of people to. He basically told him that there was a repair that they needed to do on his heating and cooling elements in the house. So then they went in there and they digitally scanned every single nook and cranny of his house, rebuilt his entire apartment in a soundstage, hired a guy that looks a lot like him and to have and hold conversations before they even met. It's like really
What?
weird. And then the second season, which I haven't started seeing yet, is one where he becomes like an FAA pilot or something like that. Like he found a legal loophole so that he can fly a 737 or something crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
absolutely hilarious.
Interesting. What streaming?
Max right now.
Oh, Max. Okay.
Let's check that out.
Yeah,
Nice.
called The Rehearsal.
Nice. Well, speaking of Max, I'm going to recommend The Trial of Karen Reed. This is very fresh in the spotlight right now. She just got acquitted for killing her or hitting and killing her boyfriend, who was a police officer. This documentary may have helped make her free. I don't know, but the gist of it is on a cold January morning in a sleepy suburb outside of the city, a local police officer named John O'Keefe was found dead on a fellow officer's front lawn. So basically, how it went down was the death gets pinned on the girlfriend. The night before, they bar hopped. The couple bar hopped with friends.
Yeah.
And got invited to one of the friends' houses after that. They arrived there. She didn't go in. She wanted him to go in and get like the lay of the land, kind of. He never returned. She like texted him, maybe left some voicemails. Really pissed off. Took off and left.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, he didn't like come home or anything. No one knew where he was. And then she met up with some of those friends, and they drove back to that house, and she found him in the lawn.
Oh,
That's basically the gist of it. It's full of twists and turns, and
sounds like something I need to watch tonight.
you should definitely check it out
Because she just got acquitted yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about this until someone posted on Facebook about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I like true crime, and so I found this, and I was just like, whoa, shit, because it's really twists. There's lots of twists and turns, and just shocking surprises, really. So
Yeah.
definitely interesting. Should check it out. So that's on Max right now.
Cool.
Well, yeah, let's do some plugs real quick, and we're out. So,
Yes.
Field of Geeks this month turned 10.
Woo!
So happy birthday to us.
Yes.
Can't believe it's been that long.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to do something special this year for don't have much more time, but maybe have like a round table discussion about.
Be cool to get everybody back.
It would be really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. 10 years of content out there, check us out on all like social media platforms where you podcast, YouTube. YouTube's our big one right now. It's how you get to see our pretty faces mostly. So
Yeah.
here's looking at you, kid. And
And now Josh will eat an Iron hot dog.
I can hear
I'm
people
just kidding.
throw up. It's really cool.
Now he's gonna eat a hot dog.
Yeah, eat a hot dog.
Yeah.
Easter egg. If you click down and go to the right, you'll see. No, I'm kidding. You won't. We offer a variety of shows on all our platforms.
Yes.
One in particular is Number One Comics.
Yeah.
Jonah and Bill.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yes.
Our latest episode was the Captain America
Yes.
episode.
Steve Rogers, Captain
Steve
America.
Rogers, Captain
Yes.
America. We've also got an episode coming up that we just recorded not that long ago where we talk about Alex Dawes' comic Toon Man. Alex Daw was here on the show, did an interview with him back before we had a physical release of his comic. So be sure to check that out. We'll also have, when that episode comes out, we'll have the link to that interview with Alex Daw as well on that episode
Yes.
of the podcast. Yeah, we also want to give a huge shout out to Raven Xavier. Does all of our music, our great theme song for this and for the Number One Comics podcast. You can find him at ravexmusic.bandcamp.com or on YouTube at ravexmusic. He's got podcasts, he's got music, a bunch of great stuff out there to check out.
Very talented.
Yes.
And he's always been a great help to our network.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, happy to have him. But yeah, 10 years, man. This is great. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. You guys help keep it going.
Well, we're trying.
Help keep the lights on.
Yeah.
No, I'm
My
kidding.
vitamin B shots, I get daily. No, I'm kidding.
Barntown, we're still waiting for you to sponsor us.
Yes,
feed
you're
Josh.
probably still waiting for us to walk in and ask for a sponsorship.
Just so we can keep feeding Josh alcohol on the show.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
And be sure to check out Scald Stone Productions, the Too Many Words podcast. We'll be doing an event with them in September, like we mentioned.
Extra cheesy.
Extra cheesy.
Oh, yeah. One more quick shout out to all our new followers.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was great seeing you at the con. Hope you won a raffle. And if you didn't, good luck next time.
Tough shit. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We will have a better system for our raffles next year.
Yes.
But we do thank everybody for participating in that, for signing up for our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great. And we even got people to subscribe without anything in return. They just
Yeah.
wanted to check us out. So
Yeah.
yeah, love it. Love it. So yeah, we have a lot more content coming. Number One Comics will drop next week. And yeah, we have reviews out there, all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. And yeah, with that, we will be back. I'm Josh.
I'm Bill.
I'm Mitch.
Take care.